You know, it was good. Yeah, a lot of energy like it should be the first day. Um, you know, I'm like everybody else. You got new guys out there and new numbers. You got old guys out there and new numbers. You know, I had to get my own list out there to figure out who's the Mastro's got on what 7 now. There's another 45 out there snapping. I was like, what's going on? So I had to get my own sheet out. That's all part of it, you know, in recruiting and guys moving on to their getting new numbers. But no, I thought the tempo was good. We got a lot of plays. We hour and 50 minutes for the first practice, which is pretty good without pads. And purposely, I think because of the meeting times this summer, I think we were able to go. I think we had 30 plays of 7-on-7 and 50 plays of team today. So, you know, that's quite a bit for a first practice, and to not have a lot of misalignments offensively or defensively and execution of plays. I think that says a lot about the new rule in the summer. I think it says a lot about how guys have come back, and to have that much team, I think we need that to try to get continuity and figure out, get guys in the right place quicker than we did a year ago.
Spath said that because of the new rule, you guys were able to get more installation. And could you see a difference with the quarterbacks today?
Yeah, you know, I don't know. You know, we've had the same guy for the last 2 years, so you know, it's just a little bit different. I think overall, Sam, it's what I said. You know, I don't think we'd have been able to run 50 plays with that many guys, you know, involved just about the whole team in that amount of time on the first day, and feel comfortable about it and be off the field and in the time we were. So from that standpoint, you know, the emphasis is on a lot of individual drill work, technique, and then really trying to get as much 11-on-11 as we can get. Just because of, you know, I think and getting our quarterbacks in some situations and getting them to feel with playing and the young guys up to speed with the tempo of the game. And I think, you know, we only had one practice, but I thought it was okay.
Snyder said earlier today you feel like overall the depth on defense is as good as it's been since you guys have been
There's
here.
no
Would
doubt.
you agree with that?
There's no doubt. I mean, you know, even the first year we probably played, 16 guys. You know, we stayed healthy. With the whole D-line and, you know, Sean Porter and that whole crew, they played the whole year. You know, so, you know, we've got more depth in there. You know, Ivan's out there. We're going to see what he can do. He went through individual and into group install really the first 45 minutes of practice, and we're kind of bringing him along slowly. If he's able to go, you know, it's going to give us more depth inside with Zakovian. Justin Manning got a lot of snaps, Hardrick Walker. You know, so right there alone, you've got more bodies. Jay Arnold is in the 280s, mid 280s. So, you know, he can be a swing guy inside as a 3 technique and an end. And then, you know, we've got more ends than we've had probably in a long time, you know, with Julian and Deshaun back, but Miles Garrett and Jarrett Johnson and Quaylen Cunningham. And shoot, there was a long line of those guys out there today. I don't know, Coach Price didn't know what to do. but you know, they're young, but they got energy, and you know, we need to develop that depth. And I think, you know, like Coach Snyder said, you know, I think that we do have more depth, and that's got to help us.
Early impression of Garrett? I know that's hard.
That's hard. You know, without pads on, there's a lot of guys look good out there without pads on. First day, everybody's pretty good. I hope so. We recruited them, we brought them here, so we'll see. You know, we'll see what happens. We get the pads, we'll figure it out. You know, you know, he's talented. You see a couple things out there where he's, you know, he can burst and turn some speed into power. But you know, you guys have been around me long enough now to know that I kind of reserve my judgment till about next week, well, the middle of the week when we put full pads on. We've had plenty of guys, and I'm not saying this about Miles. I don't expect that to happen, but we've had a number of guys that have looked good in their underwear, and then as soon as we put pads on, they disappear for a year. So I don't expect that to happen with him though. But the evaluation process for a lot of these guys is ongoing. I was just pleased with the leadership that we got from the older players today, and some veteran guys that understand the tempo, and instead of coaches yelling about different things, they're leading, and when you see that, you got a chance to improve quickly.
What do you see in spring and what do you want to see in the coming weeks from Jermaine Fetty at the right tackle spot?
I want to see him be as good as the last right tackle we had and the one before that. So it's a little bit of pressure on him, but he gets that. We've got guys fighting over that spot, and he's definitely got the size, the tools, the capability, athleticism. He's the biggest one we've had over there. He's 325 or whatever he is. He looks good for. It's hard to say that. The guy looks pretty good for 325. He's strong, so he's just got to continue to get better. And playing on the edge is a lot different than playing in a phone booth at guard. And so, I think fortunately though, we've got a couple guys in camp here that can give us a pretty good idea from a pass rush standpoint, because Deshaun looks pretty good at 260 right now. He's a different guy. He's always had pass rush capabilities, but now size to go with it. And some of these ends I talked about are going to give us some realistic evaluations on where he is, and hopefully he's going to give us some realistic evaluations on where they are. And that's, as your team gets better and as the depth and the talent level gets better, then good players practicing against each other make for a better team. They make each other better, and I think that was the case the first year here with our ends and our tackles, and I've been other places where that's been the case, and I can see a little bit of that coming right now, just from a talent standpoint, a depth standpoint. We just got a bunch of young guys over there, but they're talented, and they're going to figure it out because they're going to be practicing against some guys who are pretty seasoned veterans. That's good.
How impressed have you been with Deshaun and gaining really good weight while coming back from those double shoulders?
Well, he's a pretty highly recruited guy. There's a reason why. He's extremely long and athletic, and everybody knew he played basketball and he was going to be a bigger guy just because of his shoulders, and he still is a guy that's going to continue to grow. So we'll see how he is. He's growing into that body. He's done everything that we've asked from a strength and conditioning standpoint, to changing his diet, and I think it's shown up. And he's, I think he's just being around him. He's anxious to try out this new body. I think a lot of these guys, and I'm not saying that that it's going to change for everybody, but there's no motivation like getting thrown down every other play. When you don't weigh enough. The off season, I think you look at him. You look at Alonzo Williams, who's 300 now. I mean, you don't have to say much. You get thrown around for about 6 months. You get tired of that. You either got to do something about it, eat and lift weights. And I think these guys are looking forward to trying out their new bodies.